Hi there, I'm Ephraim Gopin of 1832 Communications. Thank you for watching this episode of the Weekly Send, where I help you and your organization upgrade your email fundraising and marketing nonprofits. Today, we're going to look at an e-newsletter from the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. The subject line reads, "Do viruses cause cancer?" Now, questions are good in a subject line as long as it's not a yes or no, because if I know the answer, I don't need to open up the email. But when you ask a question that causes me to think for a second and, oh, I want to learn more, I'm going to open up that email. So I don't know if viruses cause cancer. Yes, I'm going to want to open up this email, so that's a good subject line. The email comes from the Dana-Farber newsletter, so I know it's coming from Dana-Farber, which is good. The email address associated with it, though, is newsletter at, and the reply to is also newsletter. I'd like something more personalized in terms of who's sending it. It should be from someone at the organization rather than a generic email address such as newsletter. Now, I just want to scroll with you here through this e-newsletter so you can see what's happening. I love this hero image here at the top. What to know about viruses and cancer. That's a good article, even if it was by itself, but that's one. But then you can see there's two more articles here, another two here, another two here. So there's 7 different articles and posts that are links for you to look at. Underneath that is make an appointment or request an appointment. Underneath that is something about their fundraising efforts and about one of their researchers. Below that, 2 things about supporting their mission, and one that's helped save lives by donating blood and platelets. It's a lot, and it's too much for one email. And I want to explain to you why. When you're doing an e-newsletter, I get this question all the time. Organizations say, we have so much content. How can we fit it all in one email? My answer is don't. Send more than one email. It's okay to send more emails. More opportunities for people to engage, read your content, take action, right? So that's a good thing. Number 2, you don't want to do a content dump where you take all your content and you just throw it into one email. Nobody's going to go through it. This is a very long email, right? So a couple things are going to happen. One, there's a lot of call to action buttons. When there's too many, you cause decision paralysis to users. I don't know what to click on. I can't make a decision. At the end of the day, I don't click on anything. So your CTR, your click-through rate is lower, and you have fewer conversions, fewer eyeballs, and less traffic to your website. I usually suggest that with an e-newsletter, 3 is enough. That's a nice number. 3 sections, 3 different articles. It's easy for me to skim, scan, decide which one of those 3 I want to read. I engage with it. I click. I go to the website. I read, maybe even I convert or take an action depending on what the call to action was. You can test 4. That's fine. But when I'm asked, I say 3 is a good number. The second issue with having a long e-newsletter is save the doom scrolling for Instagram late at night. Yeah, I'm guilty of that also. When it's too long, people just aren't going to go all the way to the bottom. If you remember, we had all these articles here, then all this about fundraising and other things going on here. There's so much. Nobody's going to scroll all the way to the bottom to see all the articles, and they're going to miss stuff. What you really want is, if you want them to see stuff, split it out into different emails so that there's more chances for them to engage with the content that you have. Dana-Farber Cancer Institute is putting out amazingly great, awesome content. It's content I want to read. So I don't have a problem if they were sending me more emails, because it's more information that I want to read and learn about. So that's good that they would send more emails. But when you put everything and stuff it into one email, it's hard for me to make a decision. And then maybe I just don't read everything. And now you may have had something important in that email, but nobody saw it because it would take too long to get to it. The mobile version, now this doesn't give you the full mobile version, because when I checked on my phone, the truth is that these weren't side by side. They were one on top of the other. So now imagine that there's 7 or 8 different articles and it's one on top of the other, Talk about doom scrolling. You have to keep scrolling just to get, halfway down and then all the way to the bottom. Think about how you use email. You're not going to do that with most emails, neither will your subscribers. So again, what you want to do is limit the number of articles you have in your e-newsletters so that people will engage more and you'll drive more traffic to the website and more people will be taking action, so you'll boost your conversions. Takeaways for today's episode. Number 1, limit the number of articles in your e-newsletters. As I said, send more often if you have to. If you have that much great content, that's good. That's a good thing. Send more often. The sweet spot for me that I advise organizations is 3 articles in an e-newsletter. Number 2, When you have too many call to actions, too many CTA buttons, it causes decision paralysis, and less people are going to be clicking. So you have great content, but now people aren't reading it because there was just too much going on in your email. So the fewer CTAs, the more chances that people are going to click on them and go to your website and take an action. And number 3, leave the doom scrolling to Instagram. You don't want to have these long emails. Make it nice, easy, compact, quick for me to scroll through. I see what you got. I skim scan. I find the article I want. I click. Now I've engaged with your email. I'm going to go and engage with your email again because you're bringing me good content. And that's, of course, going to up your click-through rate and up your conversion rate. Thanks very, very much for watching this episode of The Weekly Send. We'll see you next episode.